Hey there. So I mentioned in my last lesson, we talked about alignment. So I want to share with you a concept, and I need you to visualize this with me. Use the screen of the mind to visualize this literally with me. Imagine if I'm holding two strings, like 10 inches strings, and two steel balls, you know, yay size, and two of them in each hand. And I turn to you and I go, here's two strings and two balls, and I want you to tell me what the difference is between these two. And people will come up with many things. Oh, same weight, different weight. Go, no, it's the same weight. Color, same color. All this different thing. Well, one is in right hand, one is in left hand, or people come up with all these different things. And as a matter of fact, I do this in a class where we go for 10, 15 minutes, sometimes half hour. People come up with the strangest, reasons why. And I tell them, no, it's exactly the same. They're both same. But there's one fundamental difference between these two balls. And I like to tell you what that is. And what I do, I take a whole bunch of needles and I throw it at one ball, nothing happens. But when I throw it to the other wall, they all go right to it. So one of the steel balls is magnetized. And I think about that and I go, what's the definition of magnetism? Is alignment of molecules. South, north and south, when the molecules are aligned, you attract. That's the definition of magnetism. And I'm thinking to myself, I've seen people, I've known people that not necessarily rich or the best dressed or good looking one, but there were people that I saw, that I felt more than saw in my physical eyes, that I was attracted to. And I didn't know why. Because something happens when your body is aligned, all the molecules in you, and you start attracting. A lot of people, say it's wealth or health or people or opposite sex or whatever. That doesn't matter. It's the law of attraction, right? But that happens when our molecules in our body align together. Now, how do we do that? And I think God gives us a way to taste that alignment once in a while. And I'll tell you, if you can have that experience with me, think of getting goosebumps. When are the times you get goosebumps? And if you look back to every time you do, it's not because something happened. It's not because it's a public victory. It's a very private victory. Is when you've done something for someone and they don't know it. Or for me, is when I watch my kids, my child in bed sleeping, or when you get up in the morning and you look outside, there's something magical happens, or there's a memory or something happens, and your molecules in your body get aligned, and you feel this sensation, like you get needly arms and stuff, and whatever it is. I think I choose to look at it as goosebumps as God's way of saying, this is joy, right? Because there's a difference between pleasure, happiness, and joy, right? English is a kind of a funny language, but happiness depends to things to happen or not happen. Pleasure is more of a physical sensation, but joy is something it's felt all over. And as a parent, I felt that joy when my every one of my kids was born. I have that joy when I see a student reach a certain level of confidence, not necessarily physical, but just something about them. You just notice that, right? I felt that alignment when I was in a church. I felt that alignment when I was in a mosque growing up in Iran, and then I felt that in a temple when I went to someone's bar mitzvah, and I felt that joy. I just felt like an alignment in my molecules. And I think that happens when we don't have control over it yet. And that's one of the goals of the meditation, is when we let go of things and we just literally accept things as what they are and not let anything come in. So as much as mind wants to control, I think God, or whatever you choose to call it, once in a while gives us that little, like, hey, this is what life is all about. This is the joy. Align your molecules. And meditation and letting go of things and being centered is one of the ways you can create that more often and hopefully with more control in your life.